Well, every business owner I talk to asks the same question. How do I make AI work for me? Not someday, today. Sitting on the sidelines is not an option. Your competitors aren't waiting. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 AI cloud ERP, trusted by over 43,000 businesses. It pulls your financials, inventory, commerce, HR, and CRM into one system. When everything lives in one place, your AI knows your business. It doesn't guess, it knows. You make decisions based on the data and AI, not on your gut. You get alerted to red flags before they turn into problems and make fast, confident decisions that move the needle. How do I know? I'm bringing NetSuite into my business right now. From software and IT services to healthcare, equipment manufacturing, financial services, and many other great American industries, NetSuite delivers a customized solution for your business. If your revenues are at least 7 figures, get NetSuite's free business guide, Demystifying AI, right now. It's free to you at netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim, netsuite.com/Kim. Oh, look at you getting tech smart, because you know if you're not, you're going to be left behind. I know. But here's the deal. I'm so glad that you're joining me here for the podcast. And coming up right now is Hour 1. So when I saw this story, I was like, oh my gosh, I can so relate to this, because this actually happened to me. You know, Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank.
Of course.
He was out talking about, he was interviewing some guy, and then on the Zoom call, suddenly in the background, the kid's mother shows up and says, oh, you know, I'm here for the interview too.
Oh.
And then Kevin O'Leary said, you know what, we're going to call a stop to this right now. Okay, mom cannot be in the interview with you.
Why not?
You know, when it happened to me, this 23-year-old guy showed up. I don't even remember what he was interviewing for, but it was like maybe even 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
So he shows up and Amber says, he's here with his mother. And I'm like, what do you mean his mother? So sure enough, they both come in my conference room. And I said, you know, hi, can I help you? Why are you here with your son? And she said, I am here for moral support.
Well, you usually do the moral support when you're waiting in the parking lot in the car.
Exactly. And then she was so offended when I said, well, if you want me to interview your son, you just have to go downstairs and wait in the lobby.
And did she?
Yes, but she gave me that stink eye.
Did you hire the person?
What do you think?
I know the answer is no, but did the mother factor into the decision, or they just weren't right for the job?
The mother, well, he was kind of a mousy guy.
Okay.
And so that was a big part, because, you know, being around all of us here, you can't be mousy.
No.
Okay, because you're just going to get steamrolled right over.
But isn't a lot of people in the IT industry mousy?
Yeah, a lot of them.
It must be hard. Or you do a good job of just bringing them out of their mouse hole.
Exactly. As it turns out, 3 out of 4 Gen Zers in a recent survey say that they have brought their parents to an interview.
That's too many.
Okay. 40% have mom or dad respond to whatever the HR person writes back. Okay, so.
I mean, I'm living that right now.
Are you?
Mackenzie came up to me and she's like, hey, this college wants me to come out for a softball tryout. Can you write an email to respond back to them?
And you did?
Of course.
Okay, see, okay, because Ian used to do that to me. And I'd say, you know, you got to write it yourself. But if you want me to look at it afterwards, I'll do it.
No, I just wanted to get it over with.
Or you could just do ChatGPT it.
Well, of course, that's what I did.
Yeah, I know. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. After all, this is the nation's largest, best, award-winning show, the biggest show about all things digital. I'm, of course, America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again. And joining me is my co-host, Andrew Babinski. Hello there, Andrew. And
Hi,
you can
Kim.
find us on over 425 top stations across the United States. We're streaming in your favorite radio app. Just search for Komando with a K, of course. And wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. Search Komando with a K. But you can also find us on YouTube.
YouTube.com/Kim Komando. Subscribe, like, share. It helps out the algorithm. It helps out the show. We want to stay on YouTube, but we have to make sure we have an audience there.
Yes, so just do it, even if you don't like the show.
I listen to multiple podcasts, both audio format, and go on YouTube and watch them. It's a different experience. I like it.
And plus, you get to see this lovely jacket that I'm wearing today.
Is that pink?
It's pink.
Not salmon?
No.
Okay.
Pink.
I'm not good with colors. I don't know.
I know. You're still wearing like shorts, but that's okay. So, Andrew, have you been following what's going on with the war, of course?
There's a war?
Yes.
Oh.
But here's what a lot of people aren't talking about. You know, there was a strike. It was precise. But it was the technology, because we talk about tech here, that really made it possible. And it was really kind of something out of a sci-fi thriller. And it's been running quietly in the background for years. I mean, for literally years. It all starts with traffic cameras.
Huh?
I know. This is the wild part about it. We're not talking about spy planes and drones and satellites. In Tehran, their own street cameras, Israelis Unit 8200. Think of them as like the NSA on steroids. Okay. They spent years hacking into the city's traffic surveillance network.
So they could know where the leaders were and where everybody was?
Exactly. And all this footage was encrypted and fed to Tel Aviv every single day, 24/7, for years and years and years, right? Then the AI went to work. We're talking billions of data points were fed into network models. The Ayatollah's route, schedule, bodyguards, who arrived first, who left last, what cars would double back. It just kept watching and watching and learning and learning. And so by the time that the mission launched, the targeting data wasn't old. It was actually happening in real time.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
It's very cool.
Let's see. We had drones, of course, there.
Did you see what they did with the drones, though?
What do you mean?
They amassed this like army of drones that then flew in so that all of the radar would pick them up, and it got confused. It didn't know what was what, where was where. And so when the fighter jets came in behind, it all got lost in the mix because they couldn't track what everything was happening in the air.
It was all scrambled out.
Right.
Wow. Well, the thing that really was astounding me is that when they took out the Ayatollah, they knew exactly where he was, right? And they knew where all the cronies were all around him. So did you hear what happened afterwards?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So after all this goes down, a couple of days later, they're trying to figure out who is going to replace the Ayatollah. Okay. And so they have all these guys in one room, in one building, and they're all voting. And as they're voting, the Israeli United States, they take them all out.
Right.
Okay.
I saw that the president was making a speech, and he's like, well, he could have replaced him, but he's dead. And he could have replaced him, but I think he's dead.
Yeah. And then how about just one more thing, the video of us taking out the Iranian naval ship. That was phenomenal.
I will say, though, this has been an awful week if you're trying to follow this war on social media.
Why is that?
So many faked, phony AI videos to where I watch something and I go, oh my gosh, that's crazy, shock and awe, whatever. And then I go to the next one and it shows, have you seen this clip? It's 100% AI.
Or it's from a video game. I watched one, I'm like, wow, look at that go. And it's like, oh no, that was from a video game.
I was fooled like 60 times this week.
Meta's glasses, the Ray-Ban glasses.
Yeah.
We've talked about those.
Mm-hmm.
A Swedish news outlet just found out what happens to all the footage. Okay. It's actually routed to contractors in Nairobi, Kenya. So if you're unfamiliar, is that the Meta glasses, they have this little built-in camera,
right?
And then it records everything that it sees. Okay. When you tell it to record.
Sure.
So all this footage is going back into Kenya. That's where real humans are watching every single bit of this footage. And they're labeling it to train Meta's artificial intelligence.
Okay.
So what do you think they're saying?
I mean, they're obviously saying like bathrooms and bedrooms inside of people's houses, people's work and their office, their friends, the places they go, bars.
People having sex.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
And one guy, the one story that I thought was interesting, husband and wife, he takes off the glasses, puts them on the dresser while they're recording, because his wife says something like, oh, honey, I'm going to go in and change. So he puts them there so he can watch her change. Think about all the irreplaceable moments on your computer, your kids' photos, important records, years of work, and memories. If your computer crashed today, how much would you lose? It happens every day, and it's completely preventable. That's why I use and recommend Carbonite, my #1 choice for cloud backup. Carbonite gives you unlimited automatic protection for everything that matters. It quietly backs up all your photos, documents, and important memories in the background, safely, privately, and always just a click away on your computer or mobile app. Carbonite is your ultimate backup plan. It protects you from the unexpected, from accidental deletions and hard drive crashes to floods, fires, and even a morning coffee spill on your laptop. And if something does happen, recovery couldn't be easier. Just log in and restore everything with one click, even on a brand new computer. Right now, get 50% off Carbonite when you go to Carbonite.com/Kim. That's Carbonite.com/Kim. Live a better digital life with Carbonite.
It's his wife. Just follow her.
Okay.
But that's actually kind of hot that he wanted to see his wife change.
Yeah, sure, right? Meanwhile, Zuck bought a new house.
He did.
$170 million.
Is it the highest price tag on a house in the history of Florida?
Yes.
And now he's leaving and going to Florida to escape paying, 5% in taxes?
Yes.
Like $10 billion or something like that?
So it's 30,000 square feet.
Okay.
9 bedrooms. The thing
That's all? For 30,000 square feet, there's only 9 bedrooms?
There's a dock, there's massage rooms, there's secret passageways, there's a 1,500-gallon fish tank. So
That's
I was
cool.
I was curious, so how big is a 1,500-gallon fish tank?
Well, I had a 400-gallon fish tank.
Oh, that was a big one.
Yes, and it was, what can I compare it to? The size of a large couch?
This one's 13 feet long, 4 feet wide, and between 5 and 6 feet tall.
Yeah, that's huge.
Okay.
That's a swimming pool in some countries.
Takes up 52 square feet. Not that bad. But the water at 1,500 gallons, it's over 12,500 pounds.
Yeah, a bit heavy.
So I also decided I wanted to do just another piece of math magic. Okay. So let's say you buy a house for $170 million.
Sure.
You got to put 20% down.
Okay.
Okay. And let's just say that you have a 30-year mortgage at 5% interest.
You think he has a mortgage on this house?
No, I was just curious.
Oh, okay. What the payment would be?
Yeah. The payments, and this doesn't include taxes and insurance and a staff, because you need a staff for this house. It's about $730,000 a month.
Oh, that's it?
Okay.
Make double payments, Mark. You'll have that thing paid off in 17 years.
And speaking of big tech titans, a lot of people haven't really been talking about this. And it really disturbs me. So I thought we should really bring it to everybody's attention, because it's one of these stories that happened and it kind of gets pushed underneath the rug, so to speak. Now, if you are Bill Gates, you're worth $108 billion. Okay. So somebody comes out and says, we saw a lot about you in Jeffrey Epstein's files. Okay, so if you're Bill Gates with $108 billion, you're going to go hire the best PR firm, the best strategists in the entire world.
Sure.
To say, what the heck do I do with this?
Spin.
Because the DOJ files show hundreds of references to Bill Gates within the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he get divorced because he was hitting on some ladies?
Well, we will get to that.
Okay.
But meetings, meals, he was on the Lolita Express, okay, multiple countries. Bill Gates said, I'm just so philanthropic.
Sure. He went to the island to help the little people.
Epstein wrote emails claiming that he helped Gates cover up affairs to Russian women. Apparently, this is allegedly, that Bill Gates got home and he realized that he had a little infection there.
Sure.
And he didn't want to tell his wife, Melinda, what was going on. So he just tried to sneak antibiotics into her.
Into his wife?
Into her, whatever she was drinking.
Right. So if she got the same infection because they were intimate together, it would already be battling it.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yes. Now, to all of this, Bill Gates' team says that is so absurd. That never happened. But Bill Gates decided to come clean and speak in a town hall meeting. And in that employee-only town hall meeting, go back to the strategist, there was a secret recording that was somehow sent to the Wall Street Journal.
Somehow, you mean emailed?
And Bill Gates said, yeah, I did all that, but I never went to the island.
Oh, okay.
I did have 2 Russian women, and I did get divorced, and I did have a lot of things going on with Jeffrey Epstein. And then now Melinda is out saying, I knew something was off the whole time. He needs to answer for what the heck was going on there. But my thought is, and this came up, this is the reason why we're talking about this. I use Google Docs, but when I have to send out, say, something that I've written to like Fox News or Daily Mail or whatever, they always want it in a Microsoft Word format. So what I've historically done is write it in Google Docs, just highlight it all, open up Microsoft Word, paste it in, and I know I could save it as a Google Doc, it's like, this is just the way that it's easy for me. And then it came up the other day and it said, you need to pay for Microsoft 365 in order to keep using Microsoft Word. And I thought, hell no.
You're not giving him any of your money.
I'm not giving him any of my money ever again. I will go to Google Docs and do a save as and takes an extra step.
Now, you have an Apple computer, so you don't have Windows running, but you have Windows running on the computers here in the studios.
Yes, yeah, because a lot we have to. But I tell you, when it comes time to replace it, I am not giving Microsoft any more money. Not even a dime.
So you believe it was more than just infidelity then?
I think there's a lot more going on. Because, if you come out and say, oh, this is what I did.
Right. If you're admitting to bad stuff.
There's more stuff underneath.
Allegedly. Let's go ahead. We don't want to get sued. Allegedly.
It's kind of like, when your kid says, I kicked the dog.
Right.
Okay.
I also kicked him, fed him bacon, pushed him into the pool, set him on fire.
Okay, but I kicked the dog. There's more that's going to be coming out over time. And but to think, here's this guy worth $108 billion, right? Wow.
But that's it. That's all the guys that were worth $100 billion are the ones that are freaky deaky in the Epstein files. There's no guy that works part-time at Domino's that's in there.
And I'm still wondering, how the heck did that guy put that Rolodex together?
He had everybody.
I mean, he really did.
He knew what people wanted, and he used that to his advantage to get what he wanted.
Hey, we have more of the show coming up. We have our calls. We have some great tips, and you have more of me and Andrew. So don't go away. So I was so jazzed. Can you tell I'm so excited today?
You have a lot of energy.
I am so excited today because today is the first day that we launched Splash of AI. That's my weekly AI newsletter. And can you guess what the open rate is? Because okay, before we back up, open rates are everything if you're in the newsletter business.
Correct.
Okay. And as is unsubscribe rate, click-through rate, because it tells you the healthy status of that newsletter. And granted, it's the first one, so people are pretty jazzed about it. And it's rolling out slowly because you have to warm up, what's called warming up the IPs. Because otherwise, all the email providers think you're just a big spammer if you just send 500,000 emails to one place. So what do you think the open rate is?
Now, is this being sent to all of your other newsletter subscribers?
No, they have to subscribe to this.
They have to do it?
Yes.
And how many people are subscribed to the AI newsletter?
About 500,000. But we can't send out 500,000 at once.
Sure. I'm going to say the open rate is 51.6%.
Oh, close. About 56%.
Nice.
Yes. And then you, right on time, Sandra.
With new newsletter, revenue is flowing in. We can afford a new sound effect.
There you go. If you haven't already subscribed, go to splashofai.com. That's splashofai.com. You're going to love it. Stay right where you are. When we come back, we're going to start all of your phone calls. So you don't want to miss that. So what do you say, Andrew? Phone call time?
Let's do it.
Okay. Sarah in Greeley, Colorado. You're up first. What's going on, Sarah? Welcome aboard.
Hello, Kim.
Welcome.
I am calling with a question about drones. We have had a couple of visits by a drone.
Okay.
And so my question is, how can we track it? How can we possibly find the owner who is operating it? It has been in my bathroom window while showering.
Yikes.
And so it's become really serious, and we just really, really would love to find out who is responsible.
I'm sure. I mean, that's alarming. Oh, hi, I think. What's going on. Now, how long has this been going on? And do you have any idea who it might be?
So the last incident was in August. That is when I was coming home from the gym, and we think it's somebody who has been watching my patterns, and so probably knew that I was heading my next stop was going to be the shower. So I have had some unpleasant experiences with a male neighbor, and who's made me feel uncomfortable and said some inappropriate things. And we do kind of suspect that that's possibly who might be doing it. And everyone's innocent until proven guilty. So we're trying to be very careful there. But there's definitely some suspicion, and we just really love to be able to get more evidence than what we have been able to.
Because, drones can fly miles away.
Right.
Yeah. So it used to be like, oh, well, the drone can only go up for 5-10 feet or 100 feet for 2 minutes. But now they can stay up, obviously, a lot longer.
And if he's dumb, he's doing it from his own backyard. If he's smart, he is, like Kim said, driving half a mile away and launching it from there.
So now, have you called the cops?
Yes.
And what do they say?
They have just said, we'll watch the area, we'll knock on doors, we'll talk to people, you talk to people. And so this person also, we've learned, has some hobbies flying remote control airplanes. So it would make sense that he might also own a drone.
Yeah, that's probably all in there. Has anybody talked to you about how drones have digital license plates, so to speak?
Yes, and the police did mention that they would try to see if it was licensed. Nothing came back that they reported to us.
Now, were you ever able to record the drone itself?
So I have an audio recording. So when I was in the shower, I could hear something buzzing. And actually, it had visited one other time when I was in my kitchen a couple months earlier. The dog alerted me that there was something outside, and I stepped outside and I could hear the drone. It was very, very close. I looked up and it took off, so I never got a real visual on it. But then, so this day, it was a summer day, and I had my windows open in my bathroom. We live in a rural area, a lot of open space, so my house is way far away from anyone. So I did have my bathroom window cracked open and the curtains pulled. And I could hear something while I was showering. I was like, what is that sound? And as soon as I turned off the water and got out, I definitely knew it was that sound again. It was that same drone. So I grabbed my phone and I started recording, and I got a good couple of minutes of
that's good.
That audio.
Yeah, because forensics can use that audio to determine what is the make and model of the drone.
Okay, that's good to know. We did give that to the police, and they're like, okay, this is a small drone. They have not been able to get back to me on anything. They could just identify that, this is a pretty small drone. And then when I went so I'm recording it for 2 minutes, so it's definitely very close. It's definitely outside my bathroom window. And I was trying to make it, the operator or whoever, if it's got a camera on me, like kind of not be obvious that I'm standing in the window. But as soon as I stood up in the window to try to catch an actual picture of it, I could hear it like zing straight up into the sky.
Do you have any security cameras around the house?
So, we're out in this rural area. We're thinking we're all safe. I have a Ring doorbell. That's it. And the Ring doorbell is clear on the other side of the house. Our bathroom is on the corner of the house. So we think it's come in, from that section of our property.
I'd throw up. You know what? I would throw up as many cameras as I could. I would. Just buy some Nest outdoor cameras with that work on solar. This way, you don't even have to hardwire it. You just connect that thing to something, and then you've got a lot of video that you could be capturing from a lot of. See, what you need now is proof, right? And you need to see where it's coming from, possibly. But if you could get the make and model of the drone, and drone owners are supposed to, according to a certain weight, they're supposed to be registering that with the FAA. And so with that digital license plate, that they could probably narrow it down to whoever you suspect or you think, or maybe not. Maybe it's not that person, but they could actually find out who that is. Because this is just creepy, weird stuff.
Let me ask a question. If the drone is doing this to her, is she legally allowed to damage it?
No. You're not.
Okay. That's
You're not.
good to know.
You're not. I know it's a weird thing. Because you'd think like, oh, I'm just going to swat it.
It's kind of my mindset's like
that's exactly
a stand your ground thing. That's on my property. It's invading my privacy. Therefore, you still have no right.
Yeah, it's a kind of a weird thing. You can file a complaint at the FAA.gov. I would do that.
okay.
I would actually involve a local FBI office as well.
Okay.
The other thing that you can do, and I don't know if this might work, but there are apps that will tell you a drone's registration information if it's within a certain amount of feet of you.
So it just picks up a signal.
Yes.
And then it reads that signal.
Yes. There's an app are you on iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Yeah. Okay. It's actually better they work better on Android because Apple likes to shut everything down as much as possible. Android, it's called Air Sentinel, and it has to be like a range of like within 1,000 feet. And you actually have to be like sitting there with the app open saying like, go find it now. It's not going to go find it in the background. There's one called Drone Scanner for iPhones.
Okay.
So you could try to put that on, but boy, I think, Andrew, I would just put cameras up all around.
Well, yeah, that's the best bet. But that scanner, 1,000 feet is a pretty good range.
Yeah, if it works.
And because a drone is so loud, you would be able to know without being spotted that you were scanning for the drone.
Yes. And then, but also because of the noise from the drone, is that you can figure out, like I said, if you gave that to like a forensics person, Sarah, that they could say, okay, this is the make and model of it. And this is maybe what year it was even put out there.
Do you think ChatGPT could listen to that audio and figure it out?
You know what? I would try. That's a good point.
Okay. No, I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Yeah, just upload that to ChatGPT. And I would probably do Gemini at the same time.
Yeah, all of them.
And then if you really wanted to do it, I know, but I would only do this if you weren't on your main computer, is I would put it in the Chinese AI.
Yeah, go to the library.
DeepSeek. And that's but you don't want to, let me tell you something. You don't want to go to DeepSeek and just fire that up and say, oh, well, let me see what I can do. Because it's going to capture every single thing that's on your computer.
They already got all that stuff because I have TikTok. I'm not worried about it.
That's true. You know what? They probably do. But, I actually use DeepSeek when I want to do some number crunching. And I use it on an old laptop and connect it to a guest Wi-Fi network, not even on the main one. But I'm just thinking, who makes all the drones?
China.
Okay. DeepSeek is from?
China.
Who would probably have the answer?
China.
Okay. Sarah, thanks for your call. Sorry that you're going through all that. Gosh,
yeah, that's awful.
What a bit of a nightmare, huh? Let's see. Graham in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello there, Graham.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Great. What's going on?
So I came across, I was watching some videos on social media, and I get a lot of music stuff, and I came across a video of a guy on America's Got Talent, older guy, electric guitar, and he was just amazing music, great guitar playing. I was like, wow, this is really good. I really like this guy. So I checked him out and found him on Spotify. He had a couple albums on Spotify. So I'm like, listen to those songs. I'm like, I really like this stuff. And so I downloaded and made a playlist and started listening to him. And the next day I decided to check into his background. And, he's an older guy, looked like late 60s, but looked a little rough, like he had a rough life. And after I did some checking, I find out that this is all AI generated. The whole show of AGT, it wasn't them. It was everything. The guy is not real. And I find multiple videos of him on different platforms of him playing different shows at AGT. And then the music, obviously, is all AI generated. And the first thing in my thought is, shouldn't there be a label on anything AI generated saying that this is AI, this is not real? Because this, to me, could go down the rabbit hole of what's stopping of impersonating anybody.
Now,
Anything.
the reason did you feel, were you embarrassed that you really bought into this guy?
Yeah, usually I can pick out AI stuff, and I've heard of AI musicians or artists they have on charts, and I'm like, I don't even want to listen to it because it's not a person, it's not a soul, it's not coming from a real heart of talent of people. And when I was fooled, I was so upset because usually I can spot that stuff, but they did close up on his face, and he's got the pores and the wrinkles and scar, and I'm like, that's concerning.
This is a tough guy that made, he's been a long time trying to make it in the music business.
Graham,
right.
Can I ask you let me ask you a question, and I want you to be serious with me. Let's say you and I went to dinner, right? In Scottsdale, nice restaurant. We both sit down and we both order a hamburger, and they bring them out and we both take a bite and we're like, oh my gosh, this is delicious. And we eat the whole thing and we can't stop raving about how great that hamburger is. And then the waiter comes out and says, how was your meal? And we go, oh, it was so good. It was so tasty. And they go, oh, that's surprising because that was our new mutton burger or our new soy burger.
Black bean burger.
It doesn't change that we had an amazing experience.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Just because it wasn't what we thought it was, the fact that you like it is a testament to how good AI is getting. But if you like it, you like it. Why does it have to have a human soul behind it?
Well, here's the thing. As I look and I go through comments on these posts, these people are commenting like they really think this is the real person. They're going to,
so did you.
Happy about his story. Right. But here's the thing. When it gets to this level of being that good, at what point is it going to start impersonating people?
It is now.
Oh, it already is.
What if someone's doing the Kim Commando show, but it's not Kim doing it?
Well, hopefully it'll be better jokes.
The President of the United States, but it's not.
Well, that's the concern. That is the concern.
Yes, and then that gets into people. Okay, what about panic of people thinking like something is happening when it's not really happening?
And that's the whole reason for the lockdown on TikTok.
Yeah.
Is that because on 170 million American phones, right? They being China or somebody else, they could deep fake President Trump and doing an emergency alert. Bombs are incoming all throughout.
Right.
It doesn't matter where you are. Think about the panic buying at the supermarket for milk and bread and gas and run on the banks and everything like that. And so that was the crux of the problem, is that we were given the ability for somebody in China to totally destroy our security. And so we're going to start this whole thing that you're talking about, Graham. This is just starting. It really is.
But because isn't the government reins on it, it's advanced to where it has so far so quickly.
This is why all the actors in Hollywood are freaked out.
Right.
Because we don't need them.
Right.
But it's every job that's going to be replaced, not just actors. Well, 30% of jobs or whatever the stats tell us. But is it too late? Is the cat already out of the bag and it's too late to rein it in?
Yes, it is. I mean, it is. Look at Sono.
So
Nano Banana.
Is there no way they can make laws about the way it posts? And let's say, and there's because if I post a video, I make a video and I put some music to it, it's going to show you what the music is that I picked, right? And give them, obviously people can find and see who that music that is. But if this is AI generated, I mean, there's no warning or telling anybody that this is not real. Shouldn't there be like laws and stuff? Like eventually, the cars and stuff like that, they put seatbelts and made laws because they was killing people. And at what point does that become a safety thing or a information safety thing in the country?
That's what people are trying to wrestle with right now. Because when does it cross the line from entertainment to national security? When does it cross the line from, I just thought it was a guitar player, to It's somebody's name, likeness, image. That's why so many actors are selling their name, likeness, and image right now, because they know that it's going to get stolen away anyway.
Right.
I mean, there it is. Hey, Graham, thanks for your call today. Great call. Stay right where you are. More of the show's coming right up. So I was doing an experiment the other day, and I needed to find a hotel room in Miami.
Okay.
And so I said I was from...
You're not going to buy a $170 million home in Miami?
No, sorry.
Okay, fine. You get a hotel.
The price from Phoenix was $389 a night.
Okay.
Then I switched to San Antonio, and then I said
Through a VPN?
Through a VPN. And it was $506 a night.
Whoa.
Okay. Then I said, I wonder how much it would be if I was in Poland. And it was $299 a night. And see, and this is like a dirty secret, is that when you're looking for a hotel room, you want to use a VPN so that this way, well, of course, incognito mode too in your browser.
Right.
That's your first step. And then you want to use a VPN because you may find that you'll get a lower rate. And then what I do is I call the hotel and say, here's a screenshot of the rate that I got online. Can you match it? And then they match it.
Nice.
So just a little tip to save some money, because that's what it's all about. And just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure that you sign up for my free AI newsletter. It comes out once a week, splashofai.com. Hour 2 is packed. Let me tell you this. Apple has a brand new budget laptop. Yes, I did say budget laptop. And we're also going to talk about how Silicon Valley CEOs handle social media with their own kids. Unbelievable. Plus all your great calls, so stay right here. Hola, me llamo Kim Comando.
Wow, you're bilingual.
Okay, you say something in Spanish.
Taco.
Okay, there you go. Cuatro de baño. Okay.
Biblioteca.
Más cerveza, por favor.
Baño.
Washington State's Labor of Licensing is now using Amazon's AI voice tool called Polly. The reason why I bring that up. Somewhere along the way, somebody punched in a wrong setting. So when you press 2 for Spanish, when you call, instead of Spanish, you get an AI robot speaking English, but with a Spanish accent.
All right.
Here, listen.
Thank you for calling the Department of Licensing Customer Support Center. Your estimated wait time is less than 3 minutes.
She said trace. There's a Spanish word right there.
Here, wait, one more time.
Thank you for calling the Department of Licensing Customer Support Center. Your estimated wait time is less than 3 minutes.
That's not so funny.
My name is Amigo Montoya. Please hold on the line and I'll kill your father.
You know, my neighbor's 4-year-old's trying to learn Spanish.
Oh, is he?
Mm-hmm. He can't say please, though, which I think is por for four.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God, this is going to be a great show. I can feel it now.
She's on fire.
And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the nation's best, biggest, award-winning show about all things digital. I'm, of course, your digital goddess, Kim Comando, here with you. And joining me is Andrew Babinski. Hello there, Andrew.
Hi, Kim.
And just a reminder that you can find us on over 425 top stations across the United States. We're streaming in your favorite radio app. And you can also get the Kim Comando Show as an audio podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, and also as a video podcast over at youtube.com/Kim Comando. And a huge salute goes out to all of our brave men and women who are tuning in on the American Forces Network Radio, for over 375,000 service members listening in 175 different countries and 200 ships at sea. And we so appreciate all that you're doing. You know, every single day, rain or shine, weekends, weekdays, holidays or not, I make sure that I know exactly what's happening in the tech world. And here are some things that you need to really think about. And we're going to start by talking about your kids. And how many kids do you have?
5.
A lot.
Too many. I mean, the perfect amount.
Gaggle. Okay. The thing that I find most interesting that a lot of folks are unaware of, that the very people that have built social media will not let their kids on social media.
Isn't it weird?
It's so weird to me.
And yet they're fighting in front of Congress saying it's fine. And in the background saying, well, I'm not, my kids do that.
Mark Zuckerberg, he won't let his 3 kids on social media.
Of course not. He
Not at
knows
all.
what's behind it.
Peter Thiel, early Facebook investor, among other things, he gives his kids 1.5 hours of screen time per week.
And he makes billions on screen time.
Snap CEO, same rule. YouTube's Steve Chen. This is interesting to me. Now, remember, YouTube has rolled out this whole thing about shorts, because all of us have like the attention span of a gnat now.
What were you saying?
Yes. He says no short form video because it will rot his kids' attention spans.
Then why does he put them on his platform?
Okay. He says his kids can only watch videos longer than 15 minutes. Elon Musk says his kids were being programmed by Reddit and YouTube, so they're not on there anymore. Apple's CEO Tim Cook does not have children, but he has a nephew and says, I don't want him on any social network.
Then let's get rid of it.
Isn't that crazy?
We actually talked about this on my daily radio show here in Phoenix. What would it look like if social media went away? And every angle you look at it, it's a positive, but none of us are going to put it away. It's weird.
Well, what is the biggest positive?
The biggest positive I mean, I like the information side. When I sit down on TikTok, I'm looking for a recipe.
But you've already said that a lot of the stuff on TikTok with the war is all AI fake garbage.
Right. And that's something that happened this week is with the war going on. I went to TikTok to get my news and I was fed a bunch of baloney. I'm not a big doom scroller, not a big TV watcher either. I don't have a ton of screens unless it's sports. But the benefit is I get information from it.
Yeah.
But if it went away, I would just seek that information from other sources.
Or it wouldn't matter. I mean, there are things that you're probably looking at on social media that if it wasn't there, you wouldn't care. I mean, what's going on with people who you went to high school with?
See, I don't do that. I don't use social media to connect.
Well, me neither, but it pops up on my feed.
Right, it's there.
I mean, and I'm like, oh, I hope I don't look like that.
But I do understand the addictive side of it because I'll go on there to try to get, what was I trying to make? I was trying to copy some soup from the Olive Garden the girls wanted. So I went in there to find a copycat recipe. And then 8 minutes later, I'm sitting there watching some guy do a TikTok dance to a sports card sale that's going on.
I'm just so tired of the TikTok dancing.
But you just get sucked in because it's so addictive.
Hey, Apple dropped some new products this week. The iPhone 17e. They say it's their budget smartphone, $599. 48 megapixel camera, has everything there. Satellite messaging. A brand new iPad Air. It's also, guess what? $599.
Budget.
The MacBook Pro Neo. Now, this is something that I thought was so smart, and I'm surprised it took them this long to do it. It's a MacBook that's priced so that it goes right against a Chromebook, almost kind of, and a cheap laptop, and also, say, a Surface tablet.
But is this just
laptop.
a repackaged version of one of their older computers?
No, it has a new chip on the inside.
Okay.
It's 2.7 pounds. You get a 13-inch liquid retina display, a 6-core processor. The battery lasts 16 hours on a single charge, which is pretty darn good. Guess how much the price?
$799.
$599.
Oh, that was close.
So $599 3 times is in one expensive fruit salad. Let's see. Google Home has added an update. There's something called Live Search. You use Google Home.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess the old way, I don't use Google Home, is that if you had to scrub through hours of footage to find a specific moment on Nest cameras, now you can just ask Google Gemini, and you can say, is there a package on the porch? Is there a car in the driveway? And it will tell you.
Guess what happens when you ask for that, though?
What?
Google probably owns all that video.
Of course they do.
If you're allowing them access to look at it, it's all theirs.
It's going to cost you $200 a year for that.
That's way too much. For something you probably use twice a year?
Abby just lost her job as head of neighborhood surveillance.
You're going to spend the money.
Okay. Burger King. I can't remember the last time, if I've ever gone to Burger King in my life.
Me either.
They have a new open AI-powered chatbot by the name of Patty. Get it? Like Patty?
I got it.
Okay. It listens to every drive-through conversation, and it scores workers if they say please and thank you.
That's it? Mm-hmm. I bet you they paid $100 million so they can find out if people are saying please and thank you.
It's live in 500 locations. It's rolling out to all 7,000 stores. And talk about Lord of the Fries.
I know you're not a huge drive-through person.
No, not at all.
But there is this trend in drive-through. When you go up, you hear this voice that's like, hey, welcome to McDonald's. Do you want to use your mobile app? And then you go, no. And then another person comes on and goes, okay, what can I get for you? They're using AI just to open it. It's so weird.
Well,
why not have AI do the whole thing?
they should, and they probably will. So that, and then it's easier with the app, I would guess, because then you get rewards. Don't you get like free burgers and fries? I've written about it or something like that.
The generation behind us will download any single app they see. Amelia has 364 retail apps on her phone.
No.
Oh, it's insane. And every single one is tracking her, and every single one she signed up because she got a coupon or an entry to win something. Every store you can think of is on her phone. I said
How
on
does
the
she
show,
pay for all this?
none of it. She doesn't pay for any of it because it's just downloading the app to track her. And she'll go on and get a coupon for, a free nugget or a free T-shirt or whatever. And I said, Kim always talks about there's like 28,000 data points that are connected to a person. You have so many apps on your phone, it's like 150,000. They know everything you're doing.
And they do. They do.
And she's like, well, I'll just delete them all. I'm like, too late.
Sorry, doesn't really work that way. And this is a great story. It's a it's the sad story, but has a happy ending. 19-year-old girl was driving her car home from work in the snow this past week in Ohio. She slid down a 15-foot ravine. Her truck flipped upside down and landed in the Little Miami River. It was pitch black. The water was coming into the truck. She was trapped. But her Apple Watch detected the crash and called 911 while she was struggling to breathe out of a 4-inch gap in the floorboard.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Firefighters busted in the window, yanked her out, minor injuries. Isn't that something?
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Is that a setting on an Apple Watch that you have to activate, or it's just always on?
It's just always on.
Okay.
It's just always on. These stories never get old. It's
remarkable.
It is remarkable because, you think about that, even just 5 years ago, it would have turned out dramatically different.
Correct.
Let's see. We're going to talk about how your car is a snitch. Some AI prompts are going to change the way you work. And of course, you have more of us and you have some great phone calls here on the Kim Komando Show. Okay, nothing has changed the world like artificial intelligence, and you need to know about it. You do. And that's why I launched a free newsletter, splashofai.com. Once again, that's splashofai.com. Comes just every single Thursday, splashofai.com. What do you think, Andrew? Some phone calls?
Let's do it.
Pastor Jennifer in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Welcome aboard. What's going on?
Hey, good. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
You betcha. So tell us, what's going on?
Oh, there's a lot going on. We've got AI scammers, a new breed of, it used to be the orphanage scams, and now it's the AI scams. And there's a lot going on. We're busy down here.
So is somebody scamming you, impersonating you?
Yeah, and, it's not really the first time. I'm used to having people take my picture, right, and create like a Facebook profile or like an Instagram profile and pretend to be me and message people. And say, I've got an orphanage. If you send me money, I'll pray for you. I'm used to that. But what happened recently was just so beyond anything I would have imagined. And I guess I was kind of naive. Here's what happened. Somebody took a video of me from YouTube, and it was in my living room. And they took a clip of me actually speaking, but they put it through some kind of AI technology that actually cloned my voice. And so it sounded like me. It looked like me. It wasn't me, but there were some people that actually believed that it was.
Oh, gosh. Isn't that horrible?
What did they do with the video? Were they asking for donations? Were they trying to get money out of people?
Yeah, the ultimate goal was to get money. So they were promising, the video said, this is Jennifer, I want you to be happy. And basically, this guy Sergio reached out to me through Facebook, and he goes, when are you going to call me? And I'm like, I'm sorry.
What?
Why didn't you call Sergio, Jennifer?
Why did not you call? Yes, exactly.
What is your problem?
I know. And he was insistent. I mean, he was like, you promised. I gave you money. I'm going to call the police. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but that wasn't me. And then I said, you know what? Send me the video. Because he was insisting that I send him a video. Send me the video. And when he sent it to me, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm blinking 100 miles an hour. I'm speaking broken English. But because he was from another country and didn't speak English as a first language, he just fell for it. I felt so bad. So
the video that you did see of yourself, not this one, but was it really convincing?
Anybody that has really been tracking with me would have known better, because I'm all over social media and I've been doing it for a long time. But people that don't know me as well, or maybe they've first been exposed, first, second time, third time they've seen me. Yeah, I mean, it was in my house. They had my living room there.
Wow, that is something. So when this happened, did you post anything that this was going on with you?
Yeah, I actually did.
Good.
Because I felt like, I needed to warn people. So I took the video, clipped it into mine. I said, listen, this is what's going on out here. Make sure you double check. Everything that looks like me is not me. And it's not just me. I mean, there's a lot of people, celebrities, pastors, Bill Gates, you name it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one of the things that you can do is that you put something that is only identifiable to you that maybe won't be picked up by deepfake. Maybe it's you touching your ear at a certain point, or when you say a certain word, you touch your ear. And so, so you start thinking about like just a little something like that you can do, even if it's just like, scratching your eye, you know what I'm saying, just, touching your nose. And so the whole idea is that the AI deepfakes, of course, they only need 3 seconds of your voice, right? In order to clone your voice. But with the video tools is that most of them won't detect a little subtle movement like that and duplicate that.
Wow.
And so that may be something that you might want to do in the future when you start doing these. Well, do you have any sense of how many people that were taken by this video?
I don't. He's the only one that reached out, but I have had a lot of people that have randomly emailed saying, I was talking to you online, when are you going to call me? So I don't know if they receive the video. Of course, I don't see every message that comes in because there's just too many. But I've put out a couple of warnings now, and I really think that we need to sound the alarm on this because people believe the best.
I know, and then they look darn good too. I mean, they really do. You look at some of these.
You already put it on hold because I know I just had one question for you. When are you going to call me, Jennifer? I mean, I paid good money for that. I got to work for a couple more hours, but then after the show, I better get that call.
I mean, you need to.
All right, Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio. Good one. Love that. You do have to be careful. Can't tell you how many times I heard from somebody just the other day, he thought that Jennifer Aniston was sending him videos.
And she wasn't?
No, apparently she was not looking for an overweight man in Kentucky.
She didn't want to be friends.
That was it. All right, we have more of the show coming up, so stay right where you are. All right, we've talked about this before on the show, is that every second that you're behind the wheel, the car tracks you, right? Your speed, your location, how hard you brake, how fast you go. General Motors got caught selling driver behavior data to insurance brokers.
How would they get caught? I mean, they all do it.
Shocker, right? Toyota, Honda, and Hyundai have also been flagged for the same thing. And so you might be thinking like, well, how did they get permission for this? Well, when you turned on your car's infotainment system, it said, do you agree?
Yeah.
And you said, yeah, sure, whatever. Okay.
I mean, I told you the story when I bought the truck. I bought a Ford F-150, went out there. Now, it was pre-owned, but the guy said, well, let's going to set up your infotainment system, like you said, and get you registered and everything. I was like, oh, no, I just want to go. I've been here for hours negotiating this deal. He's like, no, I have it all set up. And then I said, no. And he said, just sign here and then we'll go. I'm like, now I knew this was about getting information. And like this guy's whole job is to get me signed up. And he just signed it for me and clicked consent right in front of me.
And you just said, thanks, I got to go.
Yeah. Okay. I tried to complain, but what was done, it was done.
Rob in Memphis, Tennessee. Hi there, Rob.
Hey, Kim. Thanks for having me back on.
That's right. We spoke before now about AI, right?
That's right. I called you about 4 months ago to share with everyone, all your listeners, that you were my inspiration for getting my certificate in AI.
And so how's that going? Are you loving it?
I am. I'm loving it a lot. So I'm in week 4 right now. It's a 6-week program through MIT. And the program is called AI Implications of Business Strategy.
And so tell us the greatest thing that you've learned so far.
And can I tell you the 3 greatest?
Oh, you can tell me 3. I'll take 3.
I'm sorry, I can't limit it to just one. So my favorite thing, week 1, before you learn anything about AI is they do a recap of Porter's generic competitive strategies. So Michael Porter coined this concept back in 1980. And Kim, that's before I was born, just for context. But that's how important and relevant these are when talking about AI in business. There are three generic strategies: cost leadership, focus, and differentiation. And as you go throughout this course, you learn about how AI applies to all three, and it forces you to think about, how can I apply AI to my business? Kim, I work for a $100 billion manufacturing titan, and I'm thinking about ways I can use AI to make myself more efficient, to make my organization more efficient. The ways that I will use AI to do these are different from how you would use them.
Right.
In your station or when you're in your newsletter. But everyone can apply AI to their organization, to their business. The other thing I've enjoyed about this program is that when we think of AI, we think of something called generative AI.
Right.
And generative AI is like your ChatGPT, your Gemini, your Grok. We just shorten it to AI. But this program goes into depth on different aspects of AI, not just generative AI. So they've expanded it in their robotics, which is really cool because I work with a lot of robotics. And there's more to robotics than just like, well, what do you think of when you think of robotics? You think of like big machines moving stuff around, or
that scary dog that one company made.
Yeah, the Boston Dynamics dog. And
Sure. Okay, perfect. I know exactly what you're talking about. So that's absolutely a form of AI under the robotics category. Robotic process automation, or RPA, is another form of robotics. And so you've heard of robo-advisors that financial investment firms use. Yeah, they advise you on how to use your money. That's a type of robot that uses AI to advise you. And so we've gone into a lot of depth on all these different aspects of AI. And then as the course is concluding, it's been forcing us this whole time to think about how we can apply AI to our organization, how it appeals to these competitive strategies: cost leadership, focus, and differentiation. And the grand finale, each week there's an assignment that we turn in, and it's graded. No, we can't just use AI to do the assignment. That's cheating. They make you sign in, the code of conduct or the honor policy before day one. The grand finale is a project where you, each person in this program, we expand on our plan to use AI in our organization or an organization of choice. It doesn't have to be your employer. Sure. In my case, it is. And that's the grand finale of this.
So you know what? So you've really learned a lot.
I've learned a lot. I've learned more than I thought I would.
And so how many hours a week is this class?
Personally, I spend about 6 hours a week on this because there's a lot of. Right, no, it's not much at all. It's reading, it's videos, a ton of videos, interviews between fellow professors at MIT, or they do bring in some industry experts to talk about how they utilize AI, how they've implemented it.
So you really see this as a benefit to your career then, 100%.
Yes.
Now, once you get the certificate, are you going to use it to change careers?
No, and I'm not just saying that because someone listening might know who I work for. Yeah, I actually want to stay in my position. I'm an engineering manager for this large automotive OEM, and I just want to make myself more efficient. I want to make people that work for me more efficient. I want to 10x myself. I want to 10x all of my employees, and I want to make my organization
That's
more
awesome.
competitive. I want to do things for the first time that maybe haven't been done before in my organization, maybe haven't been done before ever in the industry.
Dang, I was hoping we'd get his 2 weeks right here on the air. Man.
So how much would this class have been, Rob, if you didn't get the employer to pay for this?
Yeah, great question. I think it's about $3,500.
Wow.
So
that was good.
I'll take it.
Well, with your background and having now this MIT certification, I mean, and actually obviously embracing it, right?
Loving it.
How you can use it. And thank you, Rob, for calling back and telling us everything that you've learned. That Porter, if you haven't ever studied that, it's the basis of a lot of economics classes. And these 3 pillars are something that you should really look at. If this is, something that you want to pursue in business or something like that. Rob, thanks again for your call. So sit right down. We have more of the show coming right up. All right, 15 minutes into a flight, what would you do if a charger exploded into a ball of orange fire?
Probably cry like a baby.
Well, joining us right now is Melissa in Wichita, Kansas, because this actually happened to her. Hello there, Melissa.
Hey there.
Was it yours?
It was not mine. It was the passenger sitting directly in front of my 18-year-old daughter and I.
Oh, gosh. So what happened?
We were about 15 minutes in the air. You're getting in your relax mode of taking off. And literally there was just this big flaming ball of orange flame.
Gosh.
It was an explosion.
Wow.
Did anyone get hurt?
Nobody was hurt. The lady that was actually had the battery charger, she didn't even go to the hospital. She was on our flight, the rescue flight, whenever we flew back to Seattle in the evening time. She was sitting again in front of us. And
you're like, you don't have any more chargers, do you? Okay, just checking.
Exactly. She was sitting in front of us, and I asked her, I was like, because they were saying on the news that, one person went to the hospital, and it wasn't her. I think it was one of the flight attendants because of inhaling the toxic lithium battery fumes.
So how did they put the fire out? Because most planes now, they have these lithium ion battery bags that they can put the battery in and then it will extinguish the flames. Did they use that?
So it happened so fast. The flight attendants were all in their little jump seats. So they were all, strapped in, everybody strapped in. And there was a gentleman that was sitting in front of the passenger with the exploding battery pack. She tossed it into the aisle of the airplane, and he miraculously had a towel that he put over the fire, and then another passenger put her shoe on top of it. But it was still smoldering, and then they reacted, because the cabin's getting excited and panicked. So they got the fire extinguisher and put it out, the rest of the fire. And we were probably 12 minutes because I took pictures and I also took the video. And the oxygen masks were not deployed for 12 minutes probably. So we were in close range inhaling these toxic lithium battery fumes. And it's like worse than smelling burnt plastic.
Wow.
When it first happened, because I know myself, I know where my mind would go. Did you have any idea what was going on?
I knew that there was a fire and I was waiting for the oxygen masks to deploy. But there is a delay with oxygen mask deploying, and it's due to the cabin pressure.
Okay.
So they don't just get triggered automatically. They have to be manually deployed.
So the captain or the pilot has to do that. It has to flip a switch. Okay.
Yes.
And so by the time that they knew that was going on, because you said the flight attendants were in their jump seats, right? You have passengers putting out the fire. And so how long was it before a flight attendant figured out that what was going on?
Within a couple minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Within a couple minutes. And then the mask did not deploy for, with my timing, 12 minutes. So we covered our mouths. I told my daughter sitting next to me, I'm like, cover your mouth and put your elbow over your nose.
That was smart.
Like with your shirt, put your shirt over your mouth.
That was smart. Okay, so then you get the fire put out. Then what happens after that? You said you turned around? Is that what happened?
They did. It took them a while to communicate. There was just a delay. I feel like everybody was paralyzed and unprepared. It was a slow reaction, and there was like no safety plan in place. And I was reading an article on the National Business Aviation Association, and it was talking about cases with these ion battery explosions on airplanes. And I feel like as the public and how much we fly and use aviation as a source of transportation, there is just a lack of knowledge and preparedness for these types of
and all of us. I mean, everybody's carrying a something with a lithium-ion battery in it. Something, right?
And just since December, this is the second person we've had on the show that's had a battery explode. Remember the firefighter that had the dog in the carpet that caught on fire?
Yeah. Yeah, and he caught that on his Nest Cam or security cam, whatever it was. So I'm just curious. So you go through all this. What did Alaska Airlines give you as far as like, here, we're sorry that this happened?
This is really kind of funny. They gave us $12 vouchers for, I guess, food. I don't know what you can buy for $12 in the airport.
A bottle of water? Okay, to help put out the fire, which wouldn't work on a lithium-ion battery, just saying. But
and then they gave us a $300 credit for our next flight.
Do you know if it was a Chinese knockoff charger or what actually caused the fire?
I don't know what kind of charger it was, but I'm sure that it was because everybody's ordering chargers off of Amazon. In the article from the National Business Aviation Association, it's like you pick up a battery off the street in New York for $5, a battery charger.
Right.
So people really don't know what they are buying. And I've had incidences myself where a battery charger gets warm and warms up my phone.
Oh, it does. You know what we all have, even the ones that are supposedly certified. It's only by the you touch me, you're like, oh, that's really hot.
It's not supposed to be like that, is it?
Well, Melissa, thank you so much for calling in. What a frightening thing.
My first thought would have been terrorism. That's exactly where my mind would have went. Thank goodness there were people on that plane that have it better together than I did.
I don't know if I could have gotten on the plane again with the same person.
Right.
Okay, you need to strip down. I need to make sure there's nothing else on you.
Get her a rent-a-car.
So let's talk a little bit about safe batteries, right? You want to make sure that you buy from a manufacturer that you can pronounce their name, number one. Okay. Seriously, though, we're talking big name manufacturers. Belkin, for example. Apple.
No one goes to Hank's for his spreadsheets. They go for a darn good pizza. Lately, though, the shop's been quiet, so Hank decides to bring back the $1 slice. He asks Copilot in Microsoft Excel to look at his sales and costs and help him see if he can afford it. Copilot shows Hank where the money's going and which little extras make the dollar slice work. Now Hanks has a line out the door. Hank makes the pizza, Copilot handles the spreadsheets. Learn more at m365copilot.com/work.
The big ones, Anchor. And then if your charger ever starts getting hot, you need to unplug it. And you shouldn't be leaving this thing charged up, whatever it is, 24/7. So many people do that.
Yeah, just throw it in a corner of the kitchen and it's charging all the time until they need it.
No, definitely don't want to do that. So have some common sense, people. Please, 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 please. Coming right back, a shocker about Amazon Prime here on the Kim Komando Show. So you pay $140 a year for Amazon Prime, and Amazon is thanking you because they're going to charge you more than non-members on certain items.
What?
Yes. A study found Prime members were shown higher prices on everyday items because Amazon knows you're already in the ecosystem. You're not going anywhere. So why discount you?
So what do I do?
Well, you can price shop elsewhere by using Google Shopping or put that extension on camel so that this way you see if you're really getting a deal.
I'll just pay more.
Okay, I mentioned this briefly, and let me just talk a little bit more about it right now because we have just a few extra seconds. I launched a weekly, it's delivered every single Thursday, a weekly newsletter only about AI. And it's not going to give you like, oh, here are the best 50 note-taking AI apps. No, that's garbage. We're not going to do that. You know me. It's about AI tips, tricks, and secrets that you can actually use. Like, for example, how to find every subscription that you have in your universe by using artificial intelligence. How to talk to your kids about doing their homework using AI. What's going on with job searches and what do you have to have on your resume in order to get even an interview now about AI? I mean, just real practical stuff. So what you want to do is go to splashofai.com. Once again, that's splashofai.com. Where are you going? You sit right back down and you keep walking because hour 3 is locked and loaded. Boy, and this story is unbelievable. A federal judge just greenlit a massive lawsuit against Allstate. You see, they were tracking 45 million people who were using apps like Gas Buddy and Life 360. I'm not going to tell you the whole story right now, but just know that, well, their premiums went up. Plus, your kids already trust him more than they trust you, and now he's buying a bank. I'm talking about Mr. Beast. Yeah, the guy never stops, and he's worth like $700 million. All right, here's the show. There is nothing more frustrating than to sit there at night after you worked all day and you scroll through Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Apple TV, Apple Plus, HBO, HBO Max, and you say, there's nothing on.
There's nothing to watch.
Have you done that?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Why is that?
I don't know, but I think Lisa and I have watched every single baking show that's ever created because now we're getting down to like springtime baking on a Tuesday.
Okay. Well, here's what's happening. Gen Z said, we're tired of it. They're not doing it.
They're just cutting the coat.
No, they are going back to DVDs. What? Don't look at me like that. That's true. They're going back to DVDs.
I'm not standing up and putting a DVD. Who has a DVD player?
You have to go get a DVD player. You can find one on Amazon.
They're going to charge me more because I'm a Prime member. I just found that out last hour.
So I actually was watching, I forget, some news, and they were some news, I think it was maybe the Today Show, and they had a gal sitting there. This is not meant to be a judgment zone, but she's talking about how she owns a video rental store.
Okay.
What do you think a person looks like who owns a video rental store that is a Gen Zer and appealing to Gen Zers?
Probably female, short hair, heavy makeup, very maybe gothy, tattoos.
Okay. Did you see the segment?
I didn't.
Okay. Not a lot of makeup.
Okay.
Heavy tattoos.
Okay.
Short hair.
Black hair.
No, a big nose ring.
Gothy.
Okay. And like big earring, like earrings that they take out the earlobes in.
The gauges.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there going, ah.
But is she successful? Doesn't matter what you look like if you're successful.
She's got a couple hundred members that rent DVDs.
A couple hundred?
Okay, this is not a big business.
Okay. But she made it on the Today Show with a couple hundred members, and you can't get on with over 600,000 subscribers with a newsletter?
You know what? I turned him down, if you want to know the truth.
You turned him down?
Yeah, I did.
Well, you don't like free promotion?
Okay, here's my logic. Okay. By the time I get to New York,
right,
then I got to do all that, and you got to be there for like 4 days, and then you got to come back. And as I told the booking agent, as I said, aside from Al Roker and Savannah Guthrie, I really don't know who else is on the Today Show.
There's Michael Strahan.
He's not on the Today Show,
isn't he?
He's on Good Morning America.
You made the right decision, Ken.
That was funny. But yeah, here, I'm going to make a point, Kev. Here it is.
I don't know. They're all the same show to me.
Exactly. I'd rather stay here and work with you and be with our listeners and our viewers on YouTube because after all, it's my job. I'm America's beloved digital goddess and I've been it for so many years. My name's Kim Komando. It's funny how that works because this is the Kim Komando Show. It's the nation's largest, biggest, best show about all things digital. And joining me is Andrew Babinski. Hello there, Andrew.
I bet if the open rate of the newsletter dropped below 35%, you'd be on the Today Show tomorrow.
You're going, My newsletter.
Where's Michael?
Where's Michael? Where's Kathy Lee and Regis? Oh, no, that's a long time ago.
That was a bit ago.
That was a long time ago.
So you got a newsletter, Kim. That's so exciting. Galman, she's got a newsletter.
We do, as a matter of fact. You can sign up for the new AI newsletter over at splashofai.com. That's splashofai.com. And just a reminder that you can also get the show as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Or if you want a video podcast, that's youtube.com/Kim Komando. All right, then every single day I make sure that I know exactly what's happening in the tech world so I can impart all this know-how from my beautiful brain to yours. And we're going to start with a story from right here in Arizona. I don't know if you're familiar with this. A woman posted a GIF on Facebook, and she got arrested.
Huh?
56-year-old. A woman by the name of Kathleen Turney. She posted a clip from the Game of Thrones on a Tempe city councilman's Facebook page. And Tempe is a suburb of Phoenix, of course. And I don't play Game of Thrones.
It's a television show.
Okay.
You can't play it.
I don't watch Game of Thrones. Okay. What's the queen's name?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I don't watch that show either.
And you don't play the game either?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Queen Cersei. Okay. It showed the queen, whatever her name is, destroying her enemies in an explosion.
Okay.
The caption had a snarky comment about the night's meeting. I don't know what the comment says. Tempe police called it a credible threat and evacuated 75 people from City Hall.
What?
Detectives and members of the U.S. Marshal Service Violent Offender Task Force showed up at Kathleen's front door and arrested her on felony computer tampering charges. The county attorney later declined to prosecute, saying there was no reasonable likelihood of conviction.
Is this the first time these police officers have ever been on the internet?
Kathleen lost her $121,000 a year job after her arrest.
Sue.
She is. $3 million in damages. But you have to remember, what you post online can come back.
No. This is a council person making phone calls saying, hey, this lady ticked me off. Go get her.
But
allegedly.
You got to be smart about it. And what is to gain by posting a snarky comment on this whole thing?
Nothing to gain, but it's 84% of the internet. I mean, I've literally seen people post on other people's that they're going to end their lives. Direct comments. They weren't getting arrested. This is a Game of Thrones GIF, whatever.
GIF, whatever you want to say. You say GIF or GIF?
I say GIF.
I say GIF.
Which one is
GIF.
it?
I say GIF sometimes. It depends.
Okay.
Depends how you feel.
I feel that's a threat. So can someone please, she's threatening me with my vocabulary. Can someone please call the cops?
Yes, I feel violated. Please.
You can't be the victim. I'm the victim.
I am the victim.
Double police call right now.
Look at me. Look at this face and these eyes. They look hurt.
They look menacing.
A federal judge has ruled Allstate must face a massive lawsuit involving 15 combined cases. 45 million people were allegedly tracked without consent using apps like Gas Buddy, Life 360, and Fuel Rewards. Allstate's data unit already allegedly embedded software to track the speed, braking, and location.
So my fiance sent me a link, I want to say it was Monday, to join Gas Buddy. And when I got home, she was like, hey, did you sign up for that thing I sent you? I was like, no, it's going to track me. And she goes, I know, but I got a $100 gift card because I've used it so much. Sign up because I get a bonus. I was like, I'm not going to put it on my phone. And she's like, if they're tracking me, they already know where you are. So they just put it on your phone.
Well, they're raising insurance rates based on that. In one case, a woman was flagged for reckless driving while she was on a roller coaster because the app couldn't distinguish between a Toyota and a theme park ride.
That's hilarious.
You're in good hands. Remember that.
This driver continuously is spinning around and around and around and around and around. I think they're either on the teacups or driving like a crazy person.
Doing donuts. Okay. A Nature medicine study found you should not be asking ChatGPT if you're dying.
Okay.
It missed real emergencies half the time and panicked over safe situations 65% of the time.
Well, I think it's got a new thing on there because anytime you ask about your health, because I think I'm allergic to something, and I take a picture of my eyes and I'm like, do they look irritated? And it's like, don't talk to me about health stuff. Go to your doctor.
That's because they're getting sued by somebody.
I think I see a little redness, but seriously, don't talk to me about it.
Google's Notebook LM. Have you ever used that? You have.
Oh yeah, Notebook. Yes.
Okay, it got a major upgrade. Now turns research notes into full videos with animations. Narration, visual styles. They say it's for students and presenters. And then Spotify and Liquid Death. Are you still drinking Liquid Death?
I love Liquid Death.
You still drinking that?
Oh, yeah. I have a subscription. It gets delivered to the house every single month.
Okay, I bought a can just because you were talking about how it was like $4 for a can.
It's the best water on the history of planet Earth. And it's in an aluminum can, so it gets so cold. They should literally advertise in the show because I will be their nationwide spokesperson.
Where's Tracy? Tracy, did you hear that?
For trade. I'll do it for trade.
They have created the Eternal Playlist Urn.
Okay.
It's a cremation urn with a Bluetooth speaker on the lid. It scans your listening Spotify history and then loops your forever soundtrack. So your family members and friends.
Once you're put into the urn?
Yes.
Okay.
So it keeps playing music like Staying Alive.
I'm not staying alive.
Highway to Hell. Stairwell to Heaven or whatever.
Stairway to Heaven?
Yes. Anything by the Grateful Dead.
Yes, of course. Yes. At least they make good water because that's a dumb idea.
Ashes to ashes, base to base. Mr. Beast makes you kind of sit back and say, what the heck have you done with your life? He's 27 years old. He's worth $700 million. And he just acquired an app called Step,
okay,
a banking app. 7 million teen users. As a parent, you need to listen to this. Because your kid already trusts Mr. Beast and loves Mr. Beast. And so they have trademarked Mr. Beast Financial, including cryptocurrency services. So he's going to start selling crypto to teenagers.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm. So you need to have the money talk before Mr. Beast does.
Yes, Mr. Beast gives away money. He's not going to take ours.
Right. Let's see. Coming up, we're going to talk about how scammers are stealing your face for AI deepfakes and a safe way to try DeepSeek. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. And of course, we have great phone calls here on the Kim Komando Show. You know, sometimes I launch products and sometimes they're not always a success.
No?
Maybe 1%. And so, but when something really takes off, I just want to say thank you because this splashofai.com AI newsletter that I'm doing right now, it is just smoking right out of the gate. I mean, it's going to be huge.
It's just one issue in.
I know, but you could tell the feedback, everything that we're getting.
No, I'm saying not many things launch and have this much success. Yes. Just one in.
It is. Yeah, that's true. It is. Because normally you have to build up for success. Right. And it's like, the comments, thousands of comments. Off the first issue and, almost a 60% open rate. It's just really phenomenal. So if you haven't already signed up, it's just once a week. Just sign up right now. Go to splashofai.com. So that's splashofai.com. Take some phone calls.
Do it.
Emile in Tampa, Florida. Welcome. We're going to start with you. What's going on?
Well, hi, Kim. Lots of stuff that's not good is going on.
Oh.
I am a QuickBooks Pro advisor, and they publish a site for me with people can find a pro advisor and make contact to discuss doing books. Well, I've received several calls on that, and everything's gone fine. And about a month ago, I received a call or a message. Actually, it was an email for someone who's wanted me to take a look at doing his books, and that's normal. So I said, "Sure, I'll be glad to talk with you." And he said, "I would like to do it with a Zoom link." Well, I've used Zoom, so I said, "Not a problem." And time came for him to send me the link, and I hadn't received it, so I emailed him and said, "Where's the link? I'm ready to talk with you." And he came back and said he'd been busy, and he'd send it to me right now. So I get the link, and it's a normal Zoom link. So I click on it, and it went to a site or went to a page that said, "You need to upgrade your Zoom."
Which happens.
Said, well,
it does happen.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that happens. And so I was not suspicious at that point. So I clicked on the link, and it went to a really strange page that I had never seen before and suspected it was not legitimate. So I got out of it, and I think it was too late because I believe he got into my computer. Now, nothing was going on. I got out of it and just deleted his email message and never figured I'd never contact him again. And so I was working on my computer. It's a laptop, actually. And I was working on my laptop doing some accounting. And I took a break to get something to eat and drink. And I'm sitting in front of my computer doing that. And all of a sudden, this screen pops up that says, Microsoft is updating your system. Well, I've seen that before, so I didn't suspect anything. But it started at 10%. And for the 5-10 minutes I was sitting there, it never changed from 5%, 10%, excuse me. Then all of a sudden, my mouse starts moving on the screen, and I'm not touching my mouse.
That's
so
weird.
I realized somebody's in there besides me. So I hit the power button and shut down the computer and waited 10, 15 minutes or so, and then I restarted it, and everything was fine. Now, I have all of my links to my bank and QuickBooks and other stuff that I use. If you click on one of those links, a speed dial link, if you click on one, you have to put in a PIN to get to it.
Okay.
So I was somewhat confident that he couldn't get to anything. But every time, and it's happened again since then, again, I sit there waiting. You know, it's only when I pause and I'm not doing anything on it that he gets in. So he's put something in my computer.
Well, you know, that Zoom update could have been what's called a RAT. A remote access Trojan, right?
Okay.
And that gives a person full control of your computer. And because, I mean, first of all, you need to do a whole security scan, right? I would stop using this laptop until I could take it in somewhere, or if you can do a whole scan. Unfortunately, you don't know what this person has access to. So this becomes the pain in the butt of changing all your passwords.
Right.
And changing PINs. We should call your bank.
Now, you mentioned you were a QuickBooks professional. And is that something that you do through, they refer you through QuickBooks, or is this just like a side business?
You know, kind of both.
Okay.
It's part-time. I'm not full-time engaged, but I'm a level 2 pro advisor, which is independent from Intuit itself, but it allows me to be able to use QuickBooks. They give me all the access to all the software, and I can use anybody's computer if they're online. I can get into their QuickBooks.
Because I would think they would have a portal that you're speaking through instead of going through these random links.
Well, it wasn't a random link. It is a portal. They publish my site. It's called Find a Pro Advisor.
It's not necessarily through a quote unquote portal as much as it's a referral program. But this is not to be taken lightly. This is serious stuff.
Yeah,
it is. Because if you have a rat, that's bad. That means they got everything on it. So, you know, get WebRoot, they're a sponsor of the show. Run a complete scan. Change your passwords, anything else that you might feel sensitive. You really ought to take a look at WebRoot. Just, you get a deal, go to webroot.com/Kim. That's webroot.com/Kim. So this guy got a hospital bill for $195,000.
Ouch.
Okay. 4 hours of emergency care. His sister-in-law was just ready to pay it. He said, no, wait, just wait. So took the itemized bill, pasted it into Claude.
Okay.
And said, find the errors. Within minutes, AI found duplicate charges, services that never ever happened, and supply costs that were marked over 2,300%.
That's a bit of a mark over.
So he wrote a letter citing every single violation. The hospital dropped the bill to $33,000.
That's still crazy.
But that's an 83% reduction. If he just paid it, or, you know, medical bills, you know, it's one of the number one reasons why people file bankruptcy.
Absolutely.
So if you are sitting there with a big bill and you're wondering, wonder if it's legit, just paste it into your favorite AI chatbot and ask it to flag any errors. Just takes a few minutes. You know, speaking of, a doctor, I don't know if you know this, Andrew, a doctor was fixing his grammar on the medical bills when he noticed something random.
Really?
Apostrophe.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God, cracks him up all the time. Hi, Maureen. She's still laughing. I can hear you laughing, Maureen.
Oh, hello. Kim and Andrew. First, I have to say I'm a cybersecurity practitioner myself, so I really appreciate what both of you do to your listening community to try to keep everybody as safe and sound as you can.
Oh, yeah, it's tough, though. I'll tell you, it is tough.
I do most of the heavy lifting, but we appreciate it, Maureen.
Yeah, well, I always say, it's like they're my kids. My kids, like, there's no cost of continuing to ask. So, for the cyber criminals, there's no cost for them to continue to probe.
That's true. So, what's happening with you?
So my challenge today, I have always been, very obviously as a cyber person, very concerned about, privacy. And as soon as Google started taking pictures of people's houses, I figured out, okay, how do you blur people's houses? How do you make it secure? And Kim, I remember you'd had a comment maybe a couple of weeks ago about, Nancy and the fact how easy it was to find her house.
Nancy Guthrie, yeah.
Yes. And I thought, you know what, time to recheck every once in a while. Because, when I changed it from Google, it was actually when you called them, there was a 1-800 number and said, hey, Google, please blur my house. So I'm dating myself probably a little bit. So I went onto the real estate sites and, okay, house blurred. And then Realtor.com said, but here's an option called fly around. So I was like, okay, I'm going to click on fly around. And, and it's got so many commands. Do you want to zoom in? Do you want to zoom out? We start at the top of the house, but, you can go back and do kind of the ground level. You can see every window. You can see, everything.
Wait, whoa. So this is not a Google photo. They probably bought this from another service?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's you're keyed on kind of one of the questions. So I looked at it and I said, and you can play, and the play will show the drone coverage. And
is this inside and out of the house or just the outside?
This is just the outside. There was nothing that I saw that was any close up into windows. And depending on, because, then I'm like, let me see if I could, find out more data. How close could I get in? How well developed could I get? But I thought, well, there should be some privacy associated with being able to, have this type of information. Part of it especially was the option that they had, you can able tilt up and tilt down. So it looks like the drone is maybe just about roof level. I'm not a drone expert, but
I don't know if that may be just a satellite image.
It's hard to know, but you can get it so that when you're looking at it, you are looking at like flat ground, looking at the house.
So you can see like the side of the house as if you're standing.
As if you were standing in my backyard and you wanted to see what my house looked like, and you wanted to see what my shrubs looked like, and you could see.
Is it 3D?
And I've got it is 3D.
Okay, all right.
So it's pretty good. So I thought, well, let me do some research, figure out what to do. So I poked around and found the Realtor.com quality control and sent them a very nicely worded email that said, hello, quality control. You've got this fly around and you can see that my house is blurred and my house is not up for sale. Please get rid of it. And please tell me where you obtained this drone video footage from so that I can contact them and also see what kind of, privacy. Michigan, unfortunately, doesn't have as strong of privacy laws as some of the other states. It's still pretty much a patchwork. But I says, well, we'll start with that. So I sent the note, and they sent a note back, and it took less than a week. They said, okay, we have removed that from your house, which is nice. Went back in, checked it, was happy about that. But I still have some company that's got the drone footage or multiple companies, and really trying to determine, since they bought that, do I have some privacy rights? Can I stop them from selling this or displaying it? I don't know where it goes because it's my personal property, and I was able to obscure the front of my house, so there must be some laws that are protecting them.
I don't know. I'm not an attorney, I just pay mine really a lot of money, too much money to do that.
Well, I know with the First Amendment that what you can see from public,
yes, that's true,
is open to be seen.
And then there's no such thing as air rights.
Correct. And so if it was, and we had the drone caller earlier, but that was different because the drone was following her, tracking her, trying to look into the house while she was showering. But if your house is seen from public, it's your responsibility to make the things that you want private.
Yes, but also you have to figure out, you have to go to the source, because Realtor bought that footage from some company.
And when you asked where did they get the video, did they respond?
They did not. They didn't even address it in the first email. So I sent a follow-up email that said, thank you for doing part A. Now I'm still looking for part B, same quality control, and I have received crickets.
You know what you could do is to look at one of their past quarterly filings or annual reports, and you could ask AI to do this. And because that's where they talk about partnerships, new features, things that they are unveiling on the site, maybe where they got the footage from. And then you also may be able to identify somebody, whoever this company is that sold the footage to Realtor, may have issued a press release that said, we got all this footage, we did a deal with Realtor, and so that's why you need to do a deal with us. So you're not going to find the answer from Realtor directly by going to quality control, customer success, or whatever they want to call it, right? I always love that. It's like, I have a customer success manager. I had one of those the other day. I'm like, oh, come on, really? That you may be able to find it, but you have to go to the source for where that footage is being taken of. Now, there is some thought, and I don't know if this works, but that if you put up a sign, some people, I've read this, that if you put up a sign and say, no drone photography allowed, is that you're putting up a notice that you're trespassing if you do that. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if that'll help you, but I think you have to figure out where that footage actually came from.
Yeah, that's part of it, because part of it is I have 15-foot arborvitaes around my backyard. So I would say that
those are some tall guys standing around like that.
Yes, and you do not want to know how much I have to pay the team that comes every 3 years and trims to keep them strong. They come in a pickup truck, and it's always just very disconcerting when I watch them going, I'm glad you guys have insurance.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I had palm trees, not this house, the last house, okay? And the palm trees cost me $3,500 a year for these palm trees, okay? And every time I'd look at this palm tree and I'd pay the team $3,500 to trim the palm trees, you know what I heard? I heard my father saying to me, those are the stupidest trees ever known to mankind.
For $5,000, you can get them ripped out.
Okay, that they provide no fruit, no shade. All they do is attract rats and cockroaches. And I would sit there. And so at the new house, guess how many palm trees we have?
0?
That'd be a big fat 0. No more palm trees for me. Okay. That's just not the way that it is. All right. Let me tell you about Kathy Metz. Scammers stole her face. They grabbed a photo from her public Facebook, used AI to put her in a fake scene, and then posted a story about selling her uncle's cars. So her real friend started believing and then sent money to a complete stranger, thousands of dollars gone in minutes. So this is a brand new scam that's spreading. Your photos are the raw material. AI does the rest. So do me a favor, just take a couple of minutes, set your Facebook settings, your social media settings to only friends. And so that this way you're not letting scammers just grab everything that you have out there. We have more of your phone calls coming right up here on the Kim Komando Show. Amber in Kansas City, Missouri. You're up next. Hello there, Amber.
Hi, Kim. Thank you so much for taking my call. Huge fan. Love listening to you every week.
Thank you.
So my question is kind of career related. So about 4 years ago, I started a second career in software development. And previously I was in sales. I do have a bachelor's in computer science.
Nice.
And I'm just not really into software anymore.
You know what? It's very tedious. Are you coding, or are you developing or designing?
I'm mostly like supporting, and I'm like on the platform side,
Okay.
DevOps side of things. Yeah.
What don't you like about it?
The constant meetings, the barrage of people messaging me every day, and I just feel like I can't get anything done on my own.
What did you sell beforehand?
Beforehand, I sold branded like T-shirts.
Oh, okay, all right, okay,
stuff like that.
Can I back Amber up on the meetings? I have a buddy who works for a very large bank, and he's in the software development side of the bank, and he has 5.5 hours a day of meetings.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding!
In an 8.5 hour day.
Okay, I would go bonkers.
I don't know how he does it. They have meetings about tomorrow's meeting.
It's awful.
It's insane.
I won't have a meeting if it's more than 30 minutes.
I won't blame you at all, Amber.
That's it. So are you thinking like where you can pivot next?
Yeah, I'm looking for like a pivot to something IT related. I don't have any friends. You're like my friend in IT.
Oh.
So that's why I've called you.
Here's what I would do if I were you.
Okay.
It's hard to find good salespeople. Did you like selling?
Yes and no. I like talking to people.
Okay, all right. So we're going to get you out of the meetings. But the reason why I'm pointing towards this is that if you could sell, and if you have a background in IT, that instead of going in software development, let's flip it around, and you could get into, say, technical sales or solutions engineering. And so, the best salespeople in tech are former software developers, and people who understand it, because they can look at this, they can look at the client's problems, and they can say, yes, we can fix this, because you intuitively know that you can do it. And the money that these people make, and because I tell you, I used to do this. I don't know if you know this, but I did this before radio.
Oh,
is that right now it would be unusual for you not to make $200,000 a year doing this.
Whoa.
I mean, it's a base plus commission. You understand what you're selling. And so where do you go for that? You go to Cisco, you go to NetSuite, AWS, Salesforce, those type of outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to put you through training. And then they're probably going to have some type of AI solution tied to their product. But again, you have a computer science background. So you can, that's where I would go. I wouldn't put you in product management or cybersecurity, or I would say, you know what, you go sell your heart out and go make 6 figures a year. And the only meetings that you're going to have are the ones where you're going to close the client so you get a commission.
Yeah. Okay.
And those are good meetings.
They are.
We love those meetings.
I'll take 5.5 hours of those.
I mean, and, you could even look at, some of the bigger companies like IBM, because they're also selling solution platforms. So you want to look at us being a technical sales, a solutions engineer, because I'm going to tell you, I made so much money at that. It was unbelievable. I was 25 years old selling computer systems for Unisys, making $200,000 a year then.
And that was all the way back in the late 90s.
Oh, my God. It was in 1952.
I was trying to help you out there,
I was
Kim.
kidding. It was in the 90s. All right. Still to come, we're going to tell you how you can try DeepSeek, the Chinese AI, the safe way, here on the Kim Komando Show. All right. So many of you are writing and saying, how do I try DeepSeek? Have you tried it?
Nope.
It's crazy fast. If you're looking to crunch terabytes of data and numbers, and you want it to maybe fact check things, that's what you want to use it for.
But I'm too scared.
Well, yes, all your data is going to be sent to servers in China.
Right.
They're going to track all your keystrokes. They're going to collect info, all the devices you use. So that's why you don't want to put it on your main network. So you want to dig out first an old laptop that you never, ever use. You want to first wipe it completely clean. Then on your home Wi-Fi, you want to put it on a guest network. So you're going to lock that guest network down. This is the only machine that's going to let you. And then you're going to work in the router settings. So you're going to really put a firewall around this thing. Then you can go to deepseek.com and chat there, ask it all your questions. And then when you're done playing around with it, you wipe that laptop again. Okay? No exceptions. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure that you sign up for my new free weekly AI newsletter. It just comes out every Thursday. You're going to love it. Go to splashofai.com. Once again, that's splashofai.com. So what do you think? Okay, if you learned just one fabulous thing, or if you laughed at one of my really bad jokes, what I'd love for you to do is wherever you get your podcasts, leave a great 5-star review, because it really helps other people find the show, and that makes a big difference in the algorithm. And if you haven't already, make sure that you sign up for my new free weekly newsletter. It's all about AI. It's fabulous. Oh my gosh. Well, I write it, so what else would I think, right? But anyway, you're going to like it too. Head over to splashofai.com. That's splashofai.com. And thanks for listening.
Meet the new iSIMS, the single talent acquisition platform that's fully future-ready. It works wherever and however you hire, with insights no one else offers. One solution that fits seamlessly into your existing tech stack, which is why IT and HR leaders trust it. With the best of enterprise-grade software and AI, iSIMS helps you identify and secure the right talent faster. iSIMS, powering exceptional hiring. Learn more at isims.com.